Hello, listeners. Welcome back. So, today we going to discuss on storage and warehousing. So, this is we going to learn in the agriculture marketing. So, our today's topic that is storage and warehousing. So, let's discuss on storage and warehousing. So, the storage functions adds the time utility to the products. So, storage create a time utility. So it helps to get a product whenever we required. That's why we called it as a time utility. So agriculture is characterized by relatively large and irregular seasonal and year to year fluctuations in the production. So as you all of know that agriculture products are seasonal in nature. We can grow a particular product in particular season only, and it fluctuate, the production and the productivity fluctuate year by year. So it is not fixed. It is a fluctuation in production, there is a fluctuation in a quality. Every year will not get a same product, and every year will not get a same production. So due to that, there may be in that case the storage plays an important role. So suppose if in some years there is not a good production, in that case the stored grain, stored products can be used. That's why storage plays an important role in agriculture product or in a food product. The consumption of most farm products, on other hand, is relatively stable. As I told, the agriculture products are seasonal in nature, so it is not in the hand of farmer. Suppose there is any calamity, there is any hazards, then farmer can lose his whole produce, and in that case he will not get any production. In other hand, if the production of manufactured goods, they can manufacture the fixed quantity. So consumption of most of farm products are relatively stable. It varies, it depends on customer to customer. The demand also fluctuates. So in that case, storage have to be maintained by the farmer, so they can avoid the shortage, and they can the big fluctuations in the different functions. This conflicting behavior of demand and supply make it necessary that large quantities of farm produce should be held for considerable period of time. So due to this varying behavior, due to this fluctuating behavior of demand and supply, there is no any stability in demand and supply. So in that case, storage is necessary. In that case, storage helps to minimize the fluctuation or to make the available of product whenever the consumer required. Reasons of storage. So what are the reasons why we require to store the products? The first one, storage of goods. Therefore, from time of production to time of consumption, ensure the continuous flow of goods in the market. The first reason of storage, that is to ensure the continuous flow of goods in the market. So for ensuring the continuous flow, there should not be any lack of supply, there should not be insufficient supply. So if have the storage, if have the goods in a store, then they can make it available when there is a requirement, when there is a lack scarcity in the market. So that is the first reason, that to ensure the continuous flow. Then storage protects the quality of perishable and semi-perishable product from deterioration. So suppose farmers store the product, or if there is a storage, then it helps to keep the quality of product, or it prevent the perishable and semi-perishable product from deterioration. So to cope up with this demand, production on continuous basis and storage become necessary. So To keep the quality of perishable and semi-perishable product, or to ensure the continuous flow of goods and services, storage is an very important. So there are the some risk in a storage, as we seen in previous slide. There are the reasons for which we can store the product, but along with reasons, the farmers or the who store the product, they have to face some risk. There may be some risk in the storage. So first one is quantity loss. So due to the storage, there may be the pest attack, there may be the deterioration in there may be the reduce in the quantity due to the pest attack, or there are the some product due to store, just like onion. Suppose uh, farmers store the onion. So if in a storage he store the 100 bags, but after the 5 months, 6 month, there will be the loss of quantity by 5 bags or 10 bags. So storage reduce the quantity, there will be the loss of quantity in a storage. That may be the nature of product. Sometimes the size of product may reduce in a store, sometimes there may be the pest attack, or sometimes there may be the some other factors due to which there will be the wastage. And if there is a wastage, obviously there will be the quantitative loss to the farmer. Then quality deterioration. So in a storage, there are the chances to deteriorate the quality of the product. So if the quality get deteriorate, then the farmers have to face the price loss. There may be the chances that he will get a less price due to the poor quality. Then price risk. Again, storage not give the guarantee of any fixed prices, or there will not be guarantee of any return. So there may be the chances that at this time of harvesting there is a higher price, and after some time period, after the storage, the farmers may get a less prices. So these are the some risk in the storage. That may be the quantity loss, there may be the quality, and there may be the price risk. Then these are the some importance of storage. The first one, the storage helps in stabilization of prices by adjusting demand and supply. Storage helps to stabilization of prices. Suppose there is a glut in the harvesting season. In that case, if farmer store the product, then he will get a better prices. And if he sold his commodity in a glut, then he will get a less prices. So storage helps in this stabilization. Then storage is necessary for some period for the performance of other marketing functions. So storage is also one necessary for performing other functions. Just like suppose farmers harvested the product, but he is not getting a transportation vehicle for transportation. In that case, he have to store the product. So it is helpful for the functions of marketing, functions of another functions of marketing, or even suppose farmer if now the farmers have the harvesting, and there is no demand in the market, so they have to store that product. So it storage also plays, or it also helps for the other marketing function. Then storage of some farm commodities is necessary either for their ripening. For very obvious, some products they have to store for their ripening. Without store, they cannot sell that product. Just like a banana have to store for few days for ripening. Same as mango, after harvesting they have to store, and after the ripening they can sell that product. Or for improving their quality, for example rice, pickles and cheese, they have to store, and after the storage there will be the increase in the quality, there will be the improvement in the quality of that product. Then storage provides employment and income through price advantage. So storage also helps to give the income, and it also helps to give the employment. Now next one, that is warehousing. So warehousing, it is a process of storing a product in warehouse. So I think you heard about warehouses. There are so many warehouses which are into the available. There are so many warehouses. So what is meant by warehouse? So warehouse are scientific storage structures specially constructed for the protection of quantity and quality of stored products. So warehouse is nothing but it is a storage structure, but it is a scientifically constructed storage structure. It has a scientific base. All the specifications, all the requirements, all the uh, all the factors, it just like a humidity, temperature, then air, all those factors are considered, and by considering all those factors, warehouses got constructed. So warehouses has a scientific base, it has a scientific storage structures, and specially those are constructed for the protection of quantity as well as quality of a product. So warehouses may be called the protector of national health. So warehouses may be known as the protector of national health. Then functions of warehousing. So there are so many functions of warehousing. The first one is scientific storage. As I told, warehouses are the scientific storage structure. It has a scientific base. In that there are the control temperature, humidity, there may be the ventilation of air as per requirement, that may be the cold storage structure. So it has a scientific base according to product requirement that are constructed, and after that the products are stored in the warehouses. Then financing. So suppose there is a huge production of a particular product, and there may be the uh, glut situation, there are the big arrivals in the market. So in that case, farmers if sell that produce, then he will get a less prices, but he required a immediate price, he required a immediate money for fulfilling his some other requirement. So in that case, suppose farmers store the product in a warehouses, and on the basis of warehouse receipt, farmers can get a finance from different agencies. There are the different authorities. On the basis of warehouse store receipt, farmers can be financed. Then price stabilization. As I told, it also very important for stabilization of the prices. Then market intelligence. So market intelligence means warehouses have the data about the arrivals of the commodities, how much storage they have. So it helps to the providing the information to the farmers, or providing the information to the different agencies. Then types of warehouses. So there are the different types of warehouses. So on the basis of ownership, warehouses can be classified as private warehouses, public warehouses, and bonded warehouses. So private warehouses means warehouses owned by the individuals. There are the owners from there are the private owners who construct the warehouses, and then they can give it to the rent, or they can offer it to the general public. So that is a private warehouses, means you can say the private ownership is there in the private warehouses. Then public warehouses means warehouses constructed for a public. So public warehouses means it is a government controlled warehouses where it is open for the public, or it may be the used by the government for storing different commodities, just like keeping a buffer stock. So this is the public warehouses which are on the which have the control of the government. And the third type on the basis of ownership, that is bonded warehouses. So bonded warehouses are normally located at a seaport, and in that case the ownership is towards the public, but it offered to the private use. So it is of it constructed by the government, or it constructed by some authority, and they given it to the private use, or given to the some other company. So that is a bonded warehouses. Those are the some types on the basis of ownership. And then on the basis of commodities, there are again three types of warehouses. The first one is general warehouse. First one is the general warehouse. So general warehouse means in which all types of commodities can be stored. So that is a general warehouse. Those are not any commodity specific. Any commodity can be stored in that warehouse. That is a general warehouse. Then special commodity warehouses. So it is specially constructed for particular commodity. So for example, warehouse constructed for storing a potato. So that is a special warehouses, or warehouse constructed for storage of grains. That is a specialty commodity, specialty or special commodity warehouse. And refrigerated warehouses normally constructed for vegetables or some fruits. So these are the some examples on the basis of types of commodities. Now next term, that is warehousing in India. So how and warehousing started in India, and what are the major acts related to warehousing in India? So first one is in 1928, the Royal Commission on Agriculture underscored the need for warehousing system in India. So Royal Commission on Agriculture felt that there should be the warehousing system in India. So that commission came into 1928. So they felt that the India should have a warehousing system. Then the government of India enacted the Agriculture Produce Development and Warehousing Corporation Act 1956. So in 1956, the government of India enacted the one act for warehousing, that is Agricultural Produce Development and Warehousing Corporation Act 1956. Then the establishment of National Cooperative Development and Warehousing Board, which was set up on 1st September 1956. So after the enactment of Agriculture Produce Development and Warehousing Act 1956, the first National Cooperative Development and Warehousing Board was set up on 1st September 1956. Then the establishment of Central Warehousing Corporation, which was established on 2nd March 1957. So Central Warehousing Corporation was established on 2nd March 1957. Then the establishment of State Warehousing Corporation in all the states of country, which were established in various states between July 1957 to August 1958. So First, the Royal Commission on 1958, Royal Commission on Agriculture, that is 1928, they felt that requirement of warehousing system in India. After that, Government of India enacted one act, that is Agriculture Produce Warehousing and Agriculture Produce Development and Warehousing Act 1956. After that, in September 1956, National Cooperative Development and Warehousing Board got established. Again, in 1957, Central Warehousing Corporation was established, and between 1957 to August 1958, various state established state warehousing corporations. So, first one, that is Central Warehousing Corporation. So, Central Warehousing Corporation is premier warehousing agency in India. It was established in year 1957. So, it providing logistic supports to the agricultural sector and one of the biggest public warehouse operators in the country, offering logistic services to diverse group of clients. So, Central Warehousing Corporation established in 1957, and it provides a logistic supports to the agriculture sector. So, it is one of the biggest public warehouse operator, and it offers the logistic services to diverse group of clients. Then, warehousing activities of Central Warehousing Corporation includes food grain warehouses, industrial warehousing, custom based warehouses, container freight stations, inland clearance depots, and air cargo complexes. So, food grain warehouses, then industrial warehousing, custom bonded means it is for clearance of custom, the produce stored up to the clearance of the custom duty, so it is custom bonded. Then container freight stations means for the storing of a container, storing of the for shipping at a shipping place. Then inland clearance depot for inland clearance and air cargo complexes. And then CWC offers services in area of clearing and forwarding, handling, transportation, procurement and distribution, disinfection services, fumigation services, and others. So they also perform these services for keeping a quality of a product. Then CWC offers consultancy services, training for the construction of warehouses, infrastructure to different agencies. Then functions of CWC. So, to acquire and build godowns and warehouses at suitable places in India. So, first function is Central Warehousing Corporation, that is to construct godowns and warehouses, to run warehouses for storage of agriculture produce, seeds, fertilizers, and notified commodities. Then to act as an agent of government for purchase, sales, storage, and distribution. So it also act as an agent of a government for purchase, sales, storage, and distribution. Then to arrange facilities for the transport of above commodities. So again, the one more function that normally played by the Central Warehousing Corporation, that is to facilitate the transport and arrangement of facilities of transport of commodities, to subscribe to the share capital of State Warehousing Corporation. So it also subscribe the share capital of State Warehousing Corporation. And the next one, State Warehousing Corporation. So the State Warehousing Corporation was established under subsection 1, Section 18 of Warehousing Corporation Act 1958. So, Central Amended Act of 1962 enacted by the Parliament. It is not that much of important, it is for your information. So, State Warehousing Corporation is a corporation having 50% share capital by Central Warehousing Corporation and 50% share by the state government. So, State Warehousing Corporation has 50% share capital, that is 50% is of Central Warehousing Corporation and 50% of the state government. The warehousing scheme envisages providing storage facilities for food grains and other agriculture commodities. So these schemes provides the storage facilities for food grains as well as some other commodities like seeds, manures, fertilizers to minimize losses and deterioration in storage. Then functions of State Warehousing Corporation. The first one is providing storage facilities for food grains and other agricultural commodities. So first and very important function, that is providing storage facilities for agriculture and other commodities. That may be the food grains, seed, manures, fertilizers to minimize losses and deterioration in storage. Then the scheme also aims to enable farmers to have easy and cheap credit facilities from the banks against pledge of the warehouse receipt, as I told in previous some slide, that on the basis of warehouse receipt some financing agency they provide a credit to the farmers. So it helps to improve the holding capacity of the producer to avoid distress sales in harvesting season. So it helps to avoid the distress sale. Then to realize the above objective, the warehousing corporation is empowered to acquire and build warehouses for storage of agriculture produce, seeds, fertilizers and other notified commodities, and to act as an agent of the Central Warehousing Corporation or of the government for purpose of purchasing, sales, storage, distribution of agriculture commodities in time of need. So these are the some functions of State Warehousing Corporation. So students, thank you for watching this video. In today's session we discuss on storage and warehousing. I think this topic is clear for you. Thank you.